I think it's on.
In Acts 10:13, God tells Peter, "Arise, Peter, kill and eat." In context, God is telling Peter that the animals of the land and the birds of the air are good for people to eat. More importantly, duck hunting is more specifically what I'm going to be talking about today. Duck hunting is fun, a great way of exercising, and it gives you a sense of accomplishment when you have a good, successful hunt. The reason duck hunting or any kind of hunting is important, it helps conserve the land because they have to specify some areas for people to hunt in. More importantly, Ducks Unlimited is a great example. They have duck hunting habitats. They have breeding grounds mostly up north for ducks to breed in. Safety is something you want to keep in mind when duck hunting, and also I'm going to be talking about some basic gear items that you will need before you go duck hunting. I'm going to talk about how to get prepared to go duck hunting also. First, you will need a hunting license. They sell them at any academy or Gander Mountain or any sports and outdoor store. They normally give you a sleeve to keep it in. It helps keep it waterproof and keep it from getting destroyed. You want to make sure before you go duck hunting that your boat is hooked up correctly. You want to make sure the chains are hooked on your truck. You want to make sure your lights are plugged in. After you get those lights plugged in, you want to have a spotter in the back and make sure your lights work correctly. You also want to make sure you have enough fuel in your gas tank for where you're going to be hunting. And you also want to walk around and visually check your tire pressure and make sure everything in the back of the boat is strapped down the way it's supposed to be. Some gear. If you're hunting some shallow water or some fields or something, rubber boots are good something you can wear. It helps keep your feet dry. But if you're hunting lakes, which most people around here do, you're going to get in some deeper water. So you're going to need some waders. These waders go all the way up to your chest. It helps keep you dry in deeper water and also provides some warmth. Floating gun case is something good to have. That way if something does happen, you know, your gun's not going to sink to the bottom of the lake. You want to make sure you have a headlight for the dark so you can see where you're going. These are some non-toxic shells. They're important. You have to have non-toxic shells, specifically steel shot, to shoot ducks with. Lead shot is illegal because it may hurt the fishies. These are some duck calls you can use. There's different kind of calls for different kind of birds. That would be a wood duck call. That's for teal, and the rest of these are for mallards. This whistle you can use for pretty much anything. This is a dog whistle to help control the dog when he's out retrieving the bird. Decoys. A lot of it is personal preference on what you get. I like to use these mallards and some pintails and some widgeon. It's just basically whatever you want to use. Motion decoys is what I like. I like to have some motion in my spread. This is a Mojo. It spins wings spin. It helps attract the birds. You also want to make sure you have a chair to sit in and a gear bag to keep all your stuff in. Now some safety tips. If you talk to any hunter, specifically a duck hunter, and ask them what their favorite TV show is, most of them are going to tell you the Weather Channel. You want to make sure you know what the weather is going to do the next day. Not only to help you in having a successful hunt, but that way you know if there's some severe weather coming in, you'll know how to prepare for it. The most important safety topic is your gun. Before you go out, you've got to make sure it's unloaded. There's no shells in there. It's not going to fire. It's on safety. You always want to make sure when you're hunting that it's on safety and pointed in a safe direction until you're ready to shoot. You also want to be familiar with the area that you're going to. If you plan on hunting an area that's not familiar to you, you may want to do some scouting the day before so you can kind of get familiar with where you're going to be in the surroundings. You also want to make sure you have a cell phone or some kind of means of communication with the outside world. That way, if something happens, you can call for help, and that way you can get rescued. It's also a good idea to have a GPS or a map of the area that you're going to, so you can help get around if you do get lost. You also want to make sure that somebody else knows where you're going to be and kind of expect you back at a certain amount of time. That way, if something happens, they know where to look. Bass duck hunting is fun for me. It's fun for all my friends. It's a great way for friends and family to go out and enjoy it and have a good time. For me, it's a kind of an escape from the world. Kind of gets me out in gets me out in nature and helps me relax from the work week. Since duck hunting season and hunting season is right around the corner, I hope these tips helped you get prepared, and I hope the safety topics I talked about helps keep you and your friends safe. Happy hunting.
Happy hunting.